There are endless things they could be doing to make more money, but instead they focus on complaining and moaning about how they're being treated unfairly. And that's exactly what's keeping them in the rat race, along with a lot of other things. If they only spent that same energy on finding a solution, they would already be millionaires. One of the biggest reasons why people stay in the rat race is their need for instant gratification. There was this wonderful study done at Stanford many years ago. They put one or two children in a room and gave him or her a marshmallow. And then they told the children that if they waited, they would get 2 marshmallows when they came back. And then the person conducting the experiment left the room. Now you can imagine how hard it was on the children. The children will look at the marshmallow and get extremely fixated on it. Instead of sitting in front of the marshmallow, some of the children would sit in a corner so they wouldn't be tempted by the marshmallow. Other children would smell it, and others would lick it. But some just couldn't resist the temptation. They would put it in their mouth and then spit it back out again. They would eat bits and pieces of it, or eat half of it, or just eat the entire thing right after the experimenter left the room. What would you have done? So they tracked the children throughout their adulthood, and they found that the children who had delayed gratification ended up being significantly more successful in all areas of their life than the people who didn't resist the marshmallow. So if you're the type of person who just can't resist instant gratification, that's the first thing that you have to work on, because getting out of the rat race is all about resisting that marshmallow. The part that the general population miss is that when someone has delayed gratification, the results are always compounded. Delayed gratification is one of the key traits of any successful entrepreneur and business owner. Business owners and entrepreneurs are always the last people to get paid, and sometimes they never get paid. But when they do, they get paid a lot. Maybe you might have been struggling with delayed gratification in your life. Delayed gratification is like a muscle in the mind that can be strengthened with practice. If it's a bad habit you have, the good news is that habit can be broken by changing the pattern or behavior, but still keeping the cue, trigger, and reward. If I totally lost you, that's okay. We'll go over that in the personal development section. Now it's time for more participation. Take out that same piece of paper and start writing down a couple of things you can do to practice strengthening your delayed gratification muscle. Maybe you can practice saving more money so if an opportunity arises, you can easily capitalize on it. Whatever those things are for you, write them down. Resisting instant pleasures like lifting weights at the gym, but for the mind. Give yourself 5 to 10 minutes to write down your answers and promise yourself that you'll stay committed to whatever you've written down. After you're done with that, we'll move on to the next section.